Hello everyone and welcome to Quick Tip Tuesdays. My name is Carl and in this series I'll give you some useful tips for Blender, Unreal Engine and more. In today's video we'll be looking at a few navigation tips for Unreal Engine that can speed up your work and make working in your scene a lot easier. Cool, and the first one I'm going to show you is how you can move around in first person view mode. You can click and hold down the right mouse button and you can drag around with your mouse to look around and use WASD just as you would in a first person game. And if you want to move up and down, you can hold down the left mouse button as well. So that's right mouse button and left mouse button together, and you can move your mouse up and down to move your camera up and down. And if you want to change the speed at which your camera is moving, you can either use this little slider at the top here, but there's an easy way that you can use to change it on the fly. So let's hold down the right mouse button again, and then as we move, if we want to slow down, you can just scroll down on your mouse and it'll slow down the camera. And as you scroll up on your mouse wheel again, it'll go faster and faster. So if you want to make big movements, you can go fast. And if you want to make smaller movements so that you can see what your scene is looking like in more detail, you can just scroll down on your mouse wheel and that'll slow down the camera. The next useful one is to focus on an object. So let's click this little round wall section over here. And if you press F on your keyboard, it'll move the camera and focus on that object. And that brings us to our next one. If you hold down Alt on your keyboard, and then left click and drag, it'll orbit around the object that the camera is focused on. So let's say we wanted to focus on that little wall, press F, hold down Alt, left mouse button, you can see that wall from all sides. And if you hold Alt and right mouse click and drag, you can move in and out to the object as well. Cool. The next handy one is if you're moving objects around, let's click on this object and then drag to move it. If you wanted to move it further than the edge of your viewport, you can simply hold down Shift while you're dragging an object and the camera will move along with your object. Cool, and for the next one I want to show you how you can pilot an object. And that makes placing an object in a specific location a lot easier, especially things like cameras. I've got a camera over here. If you click on it, you can see what the camera view looks like. And we can either move that around like this and try to set up your camera to the exact location and the rotation that you want. But there's a much easier way as well. If we right click on your camera, you can select Pilot Camera Actor. And now we're looking through that camera and we can use the same controls to set up a nice shot. Let's go like a low angle over here. There we go. And if you're finished, you can just click on this eject button at the top here. Now our camera is placed in exactly that location and we have a nice shot set up. And for the next one, we can quickly change the view of our scene from perspective to something like top view. And the way we can quickly change between these views is we can hold down Control and then middle mouse button drag in a direction. So let's say we drag up and let go, we change to top view, Control, middle mouse button drag down to go to bottom view, to the left view, right view, and if you click, we can go back to perspective. So that way you can quickly move into top view if you want to make some adjustments to a specific object's location. And you can see whether it lines up nicely with the other objects as well. And the next very handy one is to go into game view. And what game view does is it hides all the objects that isn't visible in your game, like these skylights and the fogs and the cameras and stuff like that. So if you press G on your keyboard, it'll hide all those things. And especially if you have a whole bunch of reflection captures and lights and everything going on, it can get quite difficult to see what your scene is actually looking like if all those things are in the way. So if you press G, it'll toggle game view on and off. Cool, and the last one I'm going to show you is not a navigation one per se. Let's open up a blueprint quickly. And the default behavior is to pop up in a new window like this, and you can move that around and make changes. But if you want to go back to your main window, you'll have to close that down or minimize that to get it out of the way. Let's just open that up again. If we click and drag this little tab, and we stick it next to our levels tab, it now becomes a separate tab that we can quickly switch between. And as soon as we do this the first time, if we open up something like a material now, that'll also open up in a new tab instead of popping up in a new window. And then we can quickly switch between those, and that's very handy, especially if you don't have a second screen set up. Awesome! I hope this makes navigating Unreal Engine a little bit easier for you. If you have any other tips, please share them with everyone. And if you have any suggestions or questions, please let me know in the comments as well. If you liked this video, please click like, and if you didn't like it or you didn't find it useful, don't feel bad to click dislike, as it helps me choose the best topics for future videos. Thanks again for watching, and I want to encourage you to go find another video online you like, and go tell that person, hey, I like the thing you made, well done, keep up the good work, or any other nice thing you can think of. And remember to always keep on learning and have a great day.